dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Hey man, welcome back. It's DieHard Derek, and this is the Midnight Hustle. I know that you're looking right now and you see a beautiful woman sitting next to me. So let me introduce my next guest. She's a relative newcomer to the adult entertainment industry and already a two-time AVN nominee. You can check her out on her pay site, VenusRisingXXX.com. Give it up for the one and only Venus Rising. Girl.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You know, we tried to do this last week and the thunderstorms here in Tampa, which ironically we're both in Tampa and I didn't know that until last week. But it kind of cock-blocked us, kind of got in the way.
A little bit.
Yeah, it really sucked. But, you know, it's good because you actually spent the weekend down in Exotica. I don't know if people can see. Here we go. I don't know if people can see that. I was part of the Exotica convention when they first launched in 2008 in Edison, New Jersey. They're still running strong right now, so shout out to the people at Exotica. But you were there this past weekend. Tell me all about it. What I miss?
Yeah, well, I love Exotica. Exotica is always so fun. It's a great place for fans to go because they get to, you know, see all the people they love, and there's just all kinds of things to do. It's just a great convention. I love it. Everything from stage performances to, you know, booths, have people set up booths and, you know, sex toy sales and all kinds of things there. But it's just a great place to get to connect with other people in the industry, just to be able to film and create some content and things like that. So it's a really good time. I love Exotica.
I saw there were a lot of legends there. I'm pissed off, man. I want to meet Gianna Michaels and Danny Daniels. I was like, man, every time I go, it's always like, oh, newcomer. You're still trying to get to learn who these are. The legends, sometimes I ran into Sasha Grey a couple of years back. So that was a great experience. But like I said, I was kind of jealous. I was like, God damn it. Venus all the way down there in Miami, soaking it up, enjoying it. They got the legends walking around. I'm over here just, you know, recording with these jabronis. But in any case, I'm so glad we got to catch up now. And here you are. For the fans that don't know you yet, tell us a little bit about how you started in this industry. Like I said, you're a relative newcomer, already topping the charts, already on the radar of all the trade magazines in the industry. They're nominating you for all kinds of awards. I saw that you had been nominated for the Fannies at Exotica. I think that was last year. You actually won, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about that. Tell me how you got started. Give us a little lowdown on your history.
Okay. Well, my husband, who's also in the industry, he's Atlas XXX. We were swingers. We were swingers for years. And actually, and this has only been like, I've only been in the industry now for about a year and a half. So about a year and a half ago, we had a friend in the swinger community who approached me and was like, hey, would you be interested in, would you let me film us? You know, because he said he was starting to create content. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know? And he's like, oh yeah, it's just these papers you have to sign, da, 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 da. And he's like, I'm putting it up, you know, because he had an OnlyFans or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. And so we shot the scene and filmed it. And I'm like, no big deal, whatever. And he's like, hey, you know, you're kind of good at this. You should consider doing it. You know, it's a good, you know, thing to do. And it's, you know, getting really popular. And a lot of people are doing it. And everybody's streaming nowadays. It's not just like the old school porn studios, you know, and they're already doing it anyway. So we went back and talked about it, you know, for a few days. And I'm like, oh, let's give it a try. We'll see, you know, how it goes. And like, so I started on, you know, OnlyFans, and then literally, you know, and had my Twitter account and things like that. I didn't know a whole lot. Started posting a few things on like some of the streaming sites, and literally within about 6 weeks of making that decision, I got my first paid shoot. So it was really quick. And then after like 2 months later, I got my next pro shoot, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
So that's the funny thing is like Twitter, it's so good for like discovering new talent and people getting out there and doing the networking, so to speak, to get bookings. what was your approach in terms of marketing to let them know, hey, I'm new to the industry, I'm open to doing certain things on film, I want to grow my name, I want to grow my brand? What would you say was your strategy in order to get noticed?
Well, to be honest with you, initially I didn't have a strategy.
Okay.
I
Like, look
really
at these tits.
I just didn't have a clue. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anybody.
Uh-huh.
And it was really after I had my first paid gig that I started talking to some of those people that were on set with me. And then from there, we've really just tried to glean information from any of the pro sets that I've been on, talking to, from the director, the producer, the camera people, and just kind of learning the industry, learning more about what it takes to be in the industry, and then making connections that way. And then conventions are great. I've met a lot of people there. I talked to the people at Brazzers through there. I've talked to Bang Bros through there, Pornhub, all the bigger name people. And then kind of staying within my own niche category too, just kind of meeting and reaching out to people. So Twitter is a great platform. I know a lot of people back off it, but it's one of the only places, that you can be in the industry and like promote yourself.
Right.
Some paid sites, right?
Now you said that you and your husband, and again, shout out to Atlas XXX. He's out there too. Make sure you look him up on Twitter, and you can see him plowing Venus from every now and then.
And other people, not just me.
We're gonna talk about Atlas in a few. I've seen some weird shit out there. So, but talk to me about the swinger lifestyle. I'm married. I've been married a very long time. Not my jam. Like I'm jealous in that way. I can't imagine. I'll get violent thinking of my wife, just thinking of my wife with somebody else, let alone actually do it. How does that work out in a relationship? I mean, did you guys meet each other through that lifestyle, or is it was it the icebreaker for you two? Like, oh, you like that shit, I'm into that shit too. Like, how does that go about? And then how do you keep the marriage strong without the jealousy getting involved?
Well, let me tell you. At first, I was totally like, I'm monogamous. I don't do this. This is weird. It was weird to me. Like I think he had a friend that kind of told him about it, and he started looking into it before he ever met me.
Yeah.
And when we met, we had been dating probably about maybe 2 years before he kind of brought up, hey, maybe we should bring a girl into the bedroom, or and to me, I was kind of like at first, like thinking about it, I'm like, okay, the idea is hot, like, it kind of got me off thinking about it, but at the same time, the actual doing it was, it took me a long time to warm up to that too, because you have to be very secure with your relationship. You've got to be super, vulnerable with each other, talking about, when you have certain feelings of jealousy that come up, or insecurity or things like that. And you have to deal with all that stuff. As long as you can be emotionally mature about that and realize that, hey, this doesn't affect our relationship, because I have to tell you, the swinger community is amazing. And the majority of not all of them, but the majority of the couples that are in the swinger community that I know have very solid marriages, and it's actually made their marriage stronger. Because it's a way to explore your sexuality. Your life doesn't get stale in the bedroom, right? And it really is a lot of fun. And as long as you're doing it consensually with ways that, hey, we have rules. We have rules. Like, there are certain things that I know would upset him. We don't go outside of those boundaries. As long as you adhere to the rules that you establish as a couple, it can be great for any relationship.
So how is it for him? You said that you started off by bringing another female into it, and that's hot. Two girls getting on, like he can go cuck in the corner watching two girls. The minute another man's meat comes in and the meat touches your lips, it's like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not doing it. And then if he's watching, so there's a movie, Spike Lee came out with a movie back in the 90s called Summer of Sam. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I've seen it. I'm a huge horror movie buff. Yeah.
Okay, great. We're going to talk about that too one day. But so John Leguizamo, the whole time he's trying to get Mira Sorvino to go to one of these sex clubs and stuff like that. Come on, baby, let's do it. It's so cool. We'll go to a club. I'll mess around. You mess around. So he's over there having his fun with his girl, and then he's watching his girl get rammed, and she is digging. Yo, she's like really into it. She's making faces she never made with him. How did Atlas deal with that? Seeing you with another dude it's almost like an out of body experience, but then whatever emotion you had and whatever intimacy you had, how did he overcome that? Like, what was his initial reaction?
You know what? To be honest with you, he really digs it. Like, he has always liked watching me with somebody else.
Okay.
And I think that's just part of his kink. You know, that's kind of what he likes. You know? He never has been like, the only time he's ever really gotten jealous is if it's only been like maybe 1 or 2 times, is if there's any indication that there's any emotional stuff going on outside of just the sex.
Okay.
Right. So like if somebody seems really attached to me or would start messaging me outside of
not during, it's just afterwards, okay.
And that's really the only time. But other than that, like he loved the hot wife thing. He's like, go off on a date, fuck this guy, come back and let me reclaim your pussy. He loved it.
That's crazy.
It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I mean, you have to either be into it, like it, enjoy it. You know, and like at first, like I said, like I was very unfamiliar with that whole lifestyle prior to when we started. And it took me a long time, like a good couple of years to really be comfortable and 100% secure, not feeling threatened, not feeling like, oh, you want to be with her, you don't want to be with me. I mean, all that kind of shit that comes up, right?
Of course.
So you have to have a lot of communication and be very open with each other. And as long as you are, you get over that. You know, that's like all the initial stuff, you know, and then once you realize, oh, he's not going anywhere. Oh, it's not just because he wants to fuck other chicks, you know, it's really not it. It's about the two of you doing it together. You know, so it really does strengthen your relationship. It really does.
Girl, you're not selling me. I get pissed off thinking about her ex-boyfriends, let alone. I'm like, he was here before me. That motherfucker, I'm gonna kill him.
It's not for everybody. It's certainly not for everybody. I would never recommend it to everybody.
Yeah, no, and I don't shame it. Because I've seen the communities. I don't live too far from Paradise Lakes, and I've done some work over there for them, and I just see it. And it's a lifestyle. It's just like you said. It's not for everybody. It's a mental thing. It's you know it could also destroy relationships too. Like, hey, let's try it out. Ah, shit, maybe we shouldn't have done that. It's a rough tough pill to swallow. But out here in Florida, everybody's doing it. I moved to the wrong state.
Well, and like I said, we've been together going on 16 years. So the people we've seen, the majority of the couples that we used to play with or hang around with and stuff are still some of our best friends. And it's interesting because it's not like, it's like you have playtime and then you have like your real life, right? So even couples in the community and stuff, we would still go out, go out to dinner, go out on the boat, go out, whatever. And it's not like it's a constant free for all, you know, it's like there's set times and there's a lot of rules, right?
Yeah.
And all couples rules are different, you know? So it's about respecting boundaries and being able to, express yourself, when you're, when you have a problem or when you're upset, like maybe you're feeling a little jealous about something, it's really about communication. Like I said, it's not for everybody.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's weird. I couldn't imagine, hanging out with another couple, going out to dinner, like, hey, what's for dessert? Oh, your wife's box? Bring it on. Let's go. It's a lot. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about your career though. Like I said, you just came back from Exotica. I want to say it was last year, your rookie season, that you won a fanny. What's the fanny? They weren't giving out those awards when I was working for Exotica.
Well, apparently they had started giving them out and they stopped doing it during COVID. And then they started again. So this is the first year back they started because I hadn't heard of them either. I mean, everybody's familiar with AVN, XMA, things like that. But I was unaware. But Exotica is really a fan-based organization. Like they are there for the fans. It's for the fans to meet the people they really want to see.
Comic-Con of porn.
Right. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So these are fan awards. So they're basically voted on. You get nominated by fans and they take the group of people. I think I was in a list of like 10 other women or 9 other women. I was 10. And then the fans vote. So it's all fan based, and they have all the same categories that they do at AVN. I mean, there was a ridiculous amount of categories, and it's really meaningful because then I know that I went in the category. It's called Whole Lot of Love. So for the curvier girls, and so it's the people. It means more to me because then I know that the people who view my content, the people who support me, who like me, enjoy the product that I'm putting out.
Right.
So that was it was really cool to win that one.
So now you talk about your niche. You mentioned it earlier, but your niche, I guess what you consider yourself is BBW, big beautiful woman. I don't think you're as big as you think you are.
Well, I'm in that curvy category. I had somebody explain it to me this way because one of the producers I worked with that does mostly bigger women said I'm like on the tail end. So he's like, technically, he's like, you're a BBW light.
Diet BBW. You know what I mean? Less calories.
It's like you're curvy, but you're not the traditional, like the.
Right. I've seen the Michelin man walk through, or the girl's like, "Oh, it's hot. If I just get naked and you throw cupcakes at my belly," I'm like, "The fuck is that?"
Yeah,
that's not you. You're fucking like, to me. I would think you're more the MILF category.
Yeah, well, that's what I actually kind of teeter between both. Okay. So I kind of have myself labeled in my branding as like a curvy MILF. So I do some BBW content for BBW sites, but I don't. I get more. Play from like the MILF thing. Okay. So yeah, because I do BBW work. A lot of the stuff like the XMA I was nominated for was for favorite MILF. Okay. So a lot of my fans, I have like two groups, right? I have the ones that are like the very MILF oriented fans, and then I have some guys that are just like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with your ass and your belly. And I'm like, okay. So
yeah.
I just kind of like play it for, both sides. I'm not really in that super, super big BBW category, but I kind of can edge in a little bit around both of those. So
I don't know if you ever break down your demographics, but I'm assuming that for the MILF, sometimes you get a lot of these I would say these younger studs. They're like, ooh, sexy stepmom. Ooh, yeah. I'm trying. But then when you go to the BBW, especially, you being blonde, you being white, a lot of black guys like, yo, I like the thick white chicks. So I'm guessing your demographics kind of range. So you covering everything out there.
Yeah, a little bit. Because I mean, I'm kind of like, well, I'm not, when it comes to like, that traditional porn star look, and with more people getting into the industry that are not, like what you're used to seeing, like in the 80s, 90s, I like to keep it real, right? Like I like to be relatable, approachable, and kind of like like the naughty MILF next door, like the one that looks like you want to fuck, even though you're kind of like, oh my God, if I had a chance.
Right. The hot neighbor, like,
the neighbor next door, right? My stepmom or whatever. So yeah, I do get a lot of like 20 somethings. But then I do have a lot of black males that'll be like,
I told you,
that ass, yeah.
Yeah, something about a big fat white ass. Black dudes just love that shit. Yeah, I'm sure the black girls like, the fuck you looking at that for?
Yeah, so I mean, it's good. It's good. I like the variety.
That's great. And you touched on something. I was just having this conversation earlier today. I was telling somebody that I was having you on, and we just got into a conversation about what the porn industry was like in the 80s and the 90s, where girls were beautiful. Don't get me wrong, right? They were gorgeous, but they were super polished up. They just seemed like, oh my God, like they just came off of a magazine cover. Sometimes the scenes are just overly produced and the intimacy just wasn't there. I told them it wasn't until sites like Bang Bus came about where it's just like the amateurs. We don't know her. She looks like a girl off the street. I use the word attainable. It looks like somebody, like you said, that lives next door. Like, ooh, she's hot. I bet you she's a freak. Let me try to slide up in her DMs or wherever the case is. But I never thought that I could snatch a Christy Canyon or a Chasey Lane or one of those other girls, from the 90s. And now I see girls, I'm like, I think I might know that bitch. Hold on. This is so it's and the funny thing is, I feel like with the amateur porn, making it seem like it's so attainable to guys that when you put them in that POV, because they really didn't have POV back in the days, wasn't that, it's putting you in that position where you feel you can get her, you feel it's you. And I feel for the actresses, almost makes you competitive with each other. Like, oh damn, like she's good. I need to step my game up. I need to continue. I need to push myself to the next level. Have you felt a competitiveness in your genre, in the BBWs or in the MILF categories?
Maybe more so in the MILF category, not so much in the BBW category, but just because there's a lot of beautiful women out there, you know, and every once in a while I'll be like, dang, you know, I wish I had more play over here. But then I sit back and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, the fact that I've only been in the industry a year and a half, and the fact that I've had 5 nominations in that time, I'm obviously doing something right. Okay. And as long as I'm staying true to myself and just doing the best that I can, I really try to avoid all the, you know, the comparison game, because it's easy to do, especially as women. You know, women do it naturally anyway. But I love what you said about it being attainable, because I think that's kind of the trend, right? Is the not the polished looking, oh, she looks like a porn star, you know, like, yeah, like this girl that looks like, you know, something you see on a freaking poster in your room, as opposed to somebody that you look at and you see, because you see all the girls now that are in the industry and you're like, okay, these are all girls that are, you know, like when you look at it, you'd be like, yeah, okay, they're probably attainable. And it's the whole push, I think, is more towards that amateur look. I find a lot more views on my videos are the ones that I think were shot terribly. It looks like an amateur.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, we try to really improve our, you know, we got all really good equipment. We have expensive cameras. We have great lighting, you know, so we really try to put out the most professional products we can that's not on a full porn set, right? Okay. You know, because on a porn set, you've got like 10 grand worth of lights, right? You know, there's lights from every angle, so you don't get any shadows, right? You've got 3 people running cameras. You've got all kinds of B-roll and all kinds of different things. So, but I think we put out a pretty good product, and we're always trying to improve. So I figure as long as I'm still gaining traction, as long as I'm still gaining a fan base, as long as I'm still being nominated for stuff, at least I'm heading in the right direction, right? There are plenty of people out there that have been in the industry longer than me that aren't where I'm at, you know, but I think some of it is just, you know, what you're willing to do to continue to improve, you know, and some people don't look at it as a business. You know, I look at it as a business, you know, 100%. So I put it in time, right? Yeah.
So it's funny that you bring that up. And just to give the viewers a heads up, I know that you pervs out there realize that I have a porn star on. I'm not getting to the down and dirty shit. I'm going to do it. So, Venus, I'm just going to let you know, we're going to talk business. I'm going to ask you some freaky shit. Then we'll get back to business. And
please do.
You know, like a sex scene, in and out, right? But before we get there, because we're on topic, you know, what do you feel are the biggest differences between professional performers and, dare I say, hardcore sluts? Because there are professional performers who are like, hey, I go out there, I know what the camera wants, I know my blocking, I do this, and even if I'm not getting off, you're never gonna know. Then there's girls that are like, where the fuck were you in high school? What happened to you? And they just want to be filmed. They're doing wild. I'm like, yo, those are my favorites though. I love those. Where do you draw that line? And I guess it boils down to, were you fucking like this before you became a porn star?
It's honestly, fucking for porn is totally different. It's completely different. And if you're going to make porn and not just a sex tape, there's a difference. There's a difference, because you've got, and it really is. I mean, you've got to pay attention to where the camera's at, what the angles are. The person filming's got to get the right angles. You've got to be conscious of where your body is. You know, like my tits are big, you know, I've got to pay attention to, you know, where my tits are. Are they, you know, are they together? It looks a lot better than if they're flopped down the side, you know, so you've got to, you know what I mean? So I mean, paying attention to that stuff, you know, making sure they can see, you know, making sure, because you're creating an image for them to view based on, you know, what the viewer wants to see. If you're just fucking, you're not paying any attention to, where your body's positioned. I mean, the guys have to pay attention where their arms are.
Mm-hmm.
They call it the distinguished gentleman, putting your arm behind your back so that you can watch your dick going in and out.
Right.
But I mean, it's true. You got to pay
yeah.
things, and that's the difference between a lot of girls that just do like, OnlyFans girls or things like that aren't actually in the porn industry. I would not call a porn professional or technically an adult actress, is because they're just making sex tapes, which is fine. A lot of people like to watch that stuff. But if you're making porn, like if you're making porn as a porn talent, those are all things you're paying attention to.
Yeah.
Like making any movie.
Yeah, and it's like, don't get me wrong, I love porn. Porn's great. But sometimes when I feel it's overproduced, I'm not buying to see it. Like, get to the fucking already. But when you get those girls, it's just like, wow, it's she just pulled over on the side of the road and she's just blowing the fucking hitchhiker. I'm like, what? I'm enjoying it.
That's the difference, though, and that's where things are going now. Is more towards that more amateur look, not the overly produced. Yeah. But you can still be in that place where you're really paying attention to angles and you're filming and all that stuff is happening. You just may not be aware of it, but it's not overly produced like a lot of porn sets are. With like the whole movie and the whole plot, all these things. Like I like to have a little bit of a theme idea for what's going on for my scenes, but it's very 2-3 minutes to set the scene up, like basically why are they fucking, and then do it. Right.
Yes. I saw a couple of your recent clips. I think we talked about it last week. The horrible bosses and two lesbians on vacation fucking the towel guy. And I was like, oh man. I was like, yeah. And like you say, we don't get bored with it. Like, all right, look, we're two chicks, we're hanging out. Oh, towel guy comes, let's get it. And you don't waste any time getting to the point. Like, there's no fast forwarding there in order to get to the action. And I appreciate that as a viewer. In watching your content, though, do you feel that is there any feedback that you get from your fans in terms of what they like and what they don't like?
Once in a while, not very often. I mean, I get a lot of like, I'll get a lot of like, oh yeah, this is really great, this is hot, whatever. I get a lot of guys that are like, oh, when are you gonna do this type of scene, or when are you gonna do that type of scene?
What's your most requested?
The BBC. They all love the BBC scenes.
Okay, and you've done those already, right?
Oh, I've done plenty.
Sure, Atlas loves that shit. It's like, another one? She's got a taste for the chocolate. Thanks, Venus.
They love the younger guys.
Okay.
So, see me with a younger guy. They ask for that a lot. And other than that, those are probably the two big things. Maybe occasionally, like if I get a one-off, sometimes one-off, I'll get like some unusual fetish requests, but most of the time it's just like, oh, are you going to do like a gangbang? Are you going to do like a DP or, whatever, something along those lines. But most of them are like, they like the younger guys, and they like to see me with the big black dudes.
That's what sticks, right? Now, considering, you're, I hate to say late in the game, but you, like I said, you've only been doing it for a year and a half. And without giving your age, have you thought about, has there been any pressure of you saying, okay, I need to change my looks, enhance my looks? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but sometimes you feel like, oh, maybe I should get my tits done. And let me just tell you, I love big floppy tits. I love the net. I can't stand fake. Even when I'm in the strip clubs, I'm like, those fake tits, get the fuck away from me. I'm not touching those things. Those hard as right. I like them shits flopping around like they're like you just let two dogs off a leash. You know where the fuck they're going. That's the best thing ever. But do you feel like, to be more competitive, that you might want to change things up? Like, is there pressure in the industry?
No, I don't think there's pressure. I've never been, told by a producer or anything like that, you would do better if. I think sometimes when I look at, maybe some girls that are more mainstream, and I think, oh, well, maybe if I tweaked this or did this, I would get more mainstream work. I don't know. I mean, I talk about it like, I've got people that are like, don't do anything. Don't ever do anything. Yeah, I'm one of those because I know some people who have had body augmentation done and lost like half their fan base, Yeah. So, and I don't mind talking about how old I am. I just turned 55. So I know
you.
Oh, thank you. So I know being older, you know, that, you know, your body changes, right? And
Yeah.
it is what it is. So, I don't think it really is going to play a whole lot into as far as like my popularity
Mhm.
or work at this stage of the game
Right.
because I'm not already branded and marketed in that category. Like
Mhm.
if I were going to try to rebrand or try to reach a different audience or be more maybe more of like the traditional look, then maybe I would consider it. Um, you know, but I mean, as I'm getting older, like I'm telling you, the GILF thing is freaking getting huge now.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a couple of minutes. That's why I think we've got a mutual friend in the GILF community. And don't get me wrong, like I'm one of those people that you don't need any work with it. Stay exactly the way you are. Don't change a thing about it. And the reason why I say that and why I brought the question up is because now with social media being the primary source to do the marketing,
Mhm.
I'm noticing that girls are overusing these filters to get bookings.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a catfish. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna book that. She looks super young. And then she gets there and she looks like the fucking crypt keeper. She's falling apart. I'm like, whoa, it's not what I signed up for. Makeup's gonna fix that up. Nah, not really. I was using the Snapchat filter. I was like, all right, well, figure out a way to put that shit on your face right now because it's not what I saw.
Yeah.
So and that's what I'm saying. So like based on your look, I don't think that you need to do anything to continue getting bookings. I think the way you look now, you look like you mentioned before, like the girl next door, the wife next door, the lonely neighbor, whatever the case is, that sells. And I tell all the other girls out there in terms of doing any augmentations, any facelift, any lip fillers, any hair extensions, getting your tits lifted, let it be all natural. When I mentioned attainable before, it's because the most attainable girls are the ones who and I know I use the term loosely, but have those flaws on them. Those flaws are beauty. They are unique. They make you who you are. So to take that away just to look like another cookie cutter coming off the factory line, I'm not interested in that. Give me
Yeah.
something different. Every scar that you got, your stretch mark, I fucking love it. I'm gonna stick my dick in that first, the stretch marks, because to show you how fucking good it is. But yeah, I'm telling you, girl, don't change anything. I guarantee you, your fan base is gonna continue growing. But now for these perverts out there, let me ask you a couple of these porn questions before they lose their fucking minds. Do you squirt?
I do.
You do, okay. And
Yeah.
it's like legit squirt. Is it something that came with time and age, or is it just something you
It's
just know where the
technique.
button is?
Nope, it's
It's
technique.
technique.
If somebody hits the button right, it is gonna be a flood.
How that's fucking tremendous. How deep is that button though? Is it on the BBCs
It
are the
is
only ones
all
hitting it?
in a technique. It's about halfway in, and I'm telling you, if you do this with your fingers
You
and you're
just
licking
curve
my
up a little bit, right?
clit, if you lick my clit while you're
Uh,
doing that and you start going fast, it's gonna fucking gush.
it's down the hall and around the corner, right? So
Yeah. But I never did before. I started
no.
like when I started when I was doing the swinging thing. Yeah.
Okay. That's when it started.
I had the first I remember the first guy that made me squirt and I was like, I didn't even know I could do that. And he is just all technique, right? It's just
Yeah.
all he knew what he was doing and
Yeah. Atlas was like, yo,
then,
how you do
yeah,
that?
so no, he does. But it took me
You
a
figured
minute
it
to
out.
recognize the sensation, and that's what was
Uh-huh.
going on. So, yeah, I have a couple videos where we destroyed a hotel room. Like, it's
Really?
basically like I hosed the fucking hotel room down. Yeah.
So you look like a broken fire hydrant. You know how to fix it and just spray the entire place down?
It was a mess, yeah. Like, I'm
Oh,
talking like the carpet was like gushed when you stepped on it. It
really?
was so bad. Yeah, I'm like, "We're gonna end up paying for this room. We're gonna end up
How,
paying everything."
how,
Like,
do you prefer? Do you drink a lot of water? Like, what do you got to do in
yeah,
order to
but
get
I
that
mean,
gush?
I drink the regular amount of water I drink every day. I
Okay.
usually drink, I have a liter jug, and I usually drink 2 of those a day. So it's not like I'm like excessively drinking,
Yeah.
you know?
But you're leaving a fucking kiddie pool on the
Yeah,
hotel
but
carpet.
some people just get that because this one guy, when he came over, he's like, "I'm really known for my ability to make women squirt." I'm like, "Oh,
Hmm.
okay, awesome, sure." Boy, he wasn't fucking kidding. Like, I
Really?
mean, it was everywhere. It was on the headboard. The carpet was soaked. The sheets needed totally. And I've had a couple guys like that when I've worked with them that are just
Uh-huh.
like they just really get it just right.
And is this all captured on film, or is this just during the
Yeah.
swing life? It is.
No, this is I have on film.
I'm gonna have to find that video then.
Yeah, I think the one is called Venus. Oh yeah, super fan has Venus gushing with pleasure. That's the one where you wreck the hotel room. Yeah,
gushing with pleasure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and the one Hurricane Venus hits Miami. That's another one.
All right, who comes up with the creativity? Is this you or is this Atlas?
No, that's Atlas.
Atlas.
He's really creative.
Shout out to my guy, Atlas. You got that shit going on. You nailed it, my guy.
He comes up with the titles, the scene ideas. He comes with all of it. He is way more creative than I am. And it's usually funny. Like he comes up with a lot of really good stuff. But the Hurricane Venus one, it's really funny because the guy I was working with, because he had me squirting everywhere and the sheet was soaked and he gets on he pretends like he gets on in the middle of the scene. He just picks the phone. He's like, housekeeping. Yeah, we need more sheets. It's Venus's room. Yes, I know. Again. And then he hangs up the phone and we go right back to fun.
She's a fucking slip and slide. I can't.
So I have a few like that. Yeah.
Oh, goddamn. So now that we know, has anybody made a request to try to like, hey Venus, can you jar that up? Because I would love to get a gallon of that.
I have not.
No,
I know people that do, but nobody's asked me. No,
nothing yet. Because I know you've gotten merch out there, and I saw that you're selling a pocket pussy.
Yeah, I have my pocket
pussy. Tell me about. So how did that come about, and what was the process in you actually molding your snatch?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. Let me see that.
2 seconds. It's right here. I actually had this. There's a company that reached out to me, and they wanted to know if I was interested in having a pocket pussy. And I'm like, sure. And so what they needed from me after I sent all my information in was basically they want like a whole bunch of pictures, like really super close-up photos and like open, close, from the back, from the front. I had to send them like 30 pictures. And then what they do is they take the pictures and they put it into like their AI and they 3D render it. So that's just me.
Wow, that's for 55, that still looks pretty tight.
Oh, yeah, it's got 2 holes, and yeah. The only thing that doesn't look like me are the flat abs. Other than that,
hey man, it's all right. Don't worry about it. What they
need
to do.
It's through this company called Intima. This one's been spooged on, but it's got your picture on there, and it got you on the website.
I love it.
Yeah.
Where can they pick that up? On your website?
It's you can order it through my website, or you can go directly to the company. It's Intimali.
Okay. All right. So you guys know what kind of stocking stuffers you want to give away for Christmas.
It's cheaper on my website.
Is it? All right. There you go. Make sure you go directly to Venus to get her what's that? Was it latex?
This is silicone. I think it's
silicone. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Because I have a latex allergy, so.
Okay.
I think it's latex.
I know back in the day they used to mold the pussies.
And yeah.
Sitting there, so I thought you were going to give me a story about how you had like plaster all over yourself and the shit's hardening up.
Not anymore. They don't do it. It's all 3D rendering.
Wow. So that's tremendous. What else can they? So they got your asshole too. They asked for pictures of that.
Well, no. I think that's like the stock model.
Generic haul.
The stock model asshole, yeah. I got a little more space between my pussy and my ass, so it's not like that close together.
Which is great. It's because you can still hold it like a 6-pack. You just stick 2 fingers in, and you're
right.
Good.
I know, yeah. You get the knocker
going in. So working in the industry, you're becoming a seasoned vet. You're getting a lot of gigs. Do you remember your first scene? Because I always hear that the first scenes, it's almost like when you watch those movies and the hitman's like, oh, the first time I killed a guy, I threw up 15 times. But when you're doing porn, it's just like, it's a different anxiety that you're having. And I guess, you want to perform for the camera, but you start questioning, am I doing it right? Are they going to like this? Am I sexy enough? Am I going to be able to be mentally there while there are other people in the room with a video camera, knowing that this is going to get distributed? What were you going through during your first scene, and tell me about it?
I was nervous. I was nervous because I had like our stuff that we had done before was just like, it was all just me and, my husband would be filming or whatever, no big deal. Just me and another person. But on my first real set, they were right up in their face with those cameras. I mean, like right up in there, right in the pussy, right up in your face. And I was just like, oh my God, am I being too loud? Am I doing this okay? I'm working with this guy. I just met him. I never, and I'm like, is he getting it okay? I'm like, maybe he doesn't think I'm hot. Maybe it's hard for him to stay hard. I don't know. Like all these things are running through your head. And, I mean, it went really well. They had me back for another scene. So, I mean, it went well, but I mean, it just at the time, all these things are running through your head and it's hot. The lights are hot, and you're like, I tend to be loud, I'm loud by nature anyway. So I'm like, maybe I'm being too loud. Am I doing this right? Or maybe this is what they want to see. Maybe they don't want to see this. I don't know, so you start thinking of all these things, but no, it went really well. I mean, well enough that they've actually had me back twice since then. So
when you say loud, is it a lot of moaning or just a lot of command barking?
Volume, both.
Volume. Okay.
Yeah. Like when I come, I'll break a window with the
really
like loud. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like
whoa. Okay.
Loud. Yeah, like there's many times in my own personal life I've had to put my hands over my mouth because I'm like I'm like the neighbors are gonna think somebody's getting stabbed.
Yeah, there's times where girls just want to hold it inside, and you're like, you still have a pulse? Is this a fucking mannequin? I don't know what's going on, but no, that's good that you're animated. It helps the guy out. Girls don't get that. They don't understand that the moaning and the biting of the lip and all the other extra shit like that helps the guy. Like sometimes guys will not come if they don't have that little extra.
Right, because then they get performance anxiety, and they're like,
right.
Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I'm not hitting it right. Maybe it doesn't feel good. What's she thinking? No, I know.
Or
I know
because
guys in the industry that told me they're like, if you're not responsive, it's much harder to perform.
They become desensitized because they've done it so long that it's not that you're bad or that they're not into the scene. It's just you just need that little extra something.
Yeah,
you need to know that what you're doing, it's almost getting recognition for the effort that you're putting in.
It totally helps. And like, listen, these are all little tricks you learn along the way. But I mean, it helps to say the things that like they need to hear, like, oh my God, your dick is so big. And I swear to God.
You ever tell that to a guy with a small dick? And he was like, oh, for real?
Listen, you got to do what you got to do to get seen.
Are you a size queen yourself?
No. I love all cocks.
Do you?
Like I really
until a small one walks in, you're like,
no. Listen, listen.
Really?
Between me and you, that's happened, and I was kind of like, oh, how am I gonna play this one off? But you
micro?
do what you got to do. No,
micro or just
hard? It was probably about that big.
Oh no, that looks like it's 3 inches from here.
It was about
and hard too, not flat. Oh,
yeah, man, hard.
That's tough.
No, flaccid. It looked like a little mushroom button sitting on top.
Holy shit!
So I was kind of like, oh, but this was not like on a set. This was like a collab that we had done. I didn't know, but and it was supposed to be a blowjob scene. So I was like, oh, am I gonna play this off? But I pride myself in my acting skills.
Look at you're joking me. You're a choker. Start tearing the eyes, spit dripping down the side of your chin.
Yeah, now that one I wasn't gonna be like, oh, it's so big. Yeah, no, but I got through it.
I hear now in porn, I guess in the state that we're currently living in, and I don't mean Florida, I mean just in general, that consent is becoming a huge thing in porn. Like back in the day, like we fucking everything's on the table. Now it's like a wrestling match. You got to go over your spots before you get into the ring. Do you find yourself doing that where you're sitting down and pre-gaming with the talent that you're working with and telling him, all right, these are things I don't do. Don't call me these names. I'll turn around and punch you in the fucking throat. Like, yeah.
I mean, we do that. Any good talent will sit down and ask you, hey, what are your do's and don'ts? It doesn't have to be like a 10-minute dissertation. It can be something simple like, like I ask a guy too. I'm like, hey, do you most guys will either be flat out, don't touch my asshole, or yeah, go ahead and ring me. You know, I mean, seriously, I've got guys to be like, yeah, eat my ass, and other guys are like, don't you dare touch my ass. I'm like, okay,
Okay,
sure. You know,
all
so
right.
it's that. So when it comes to that sort of thing, you know, and I don't have a lot. I just am very specific. I'm like, if you pull my hair, don't do it from the back, do it from the top, and don't do it super hard. And then I don't do anal unless we've agreed upon ahead of time, you know, because I'm very particular about prepping and making sure that everything's clean and, you know, it takes a good 24 hours. And so I have to prep. So, and then other than that, I'm just not down with like some of the real heavy degradation stuff, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
But you want to choke me a little bit, smack my ass, sure. Don't spit in my face. You can call me a whore, slut, whatever. I don't care about any of that stuff. But yeah, none of the stuff that looks like violence.
Okay. Which is it's reasonable. Completely reasonable.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people want to see that and like are willing to do that. I've seen some videos of some girls. I'm like going, oh my God, that looks like flat out like
oh my God. Yeah, I know a girl who performed for it's a site called Facial Abuse. You know, they live up to their name. It's rough.
Yeah, no thanks. That's not me. I'm Venus, the goddess of love and sex. I want to look like a good time, right?
Of course. Now you mentioned ass play. I want to catch this from both perspectives. What is your preparation? And I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for women out there who like, nah, don't get away from my ass. And the husband who's like, let's just try it. What's a good way to introduce anal into the sex life and a good way to prepare for it beforehand?
Well, you have to take things very slowly. First and foremost, if you've never done it, go slow or you're going to regret it. So I always recommend you can never get enough lube. So tons and tons of lube. There's all kinds of lubes out there that have like a little bit of lidocaine in them. Like the Anal Ease is like a strawberry flavored lube that works really good. So it desensitizes the tissue a little bit. And then start with like a butt plug, something small, right? And the thing is that once anything inserted is past that sphincter muscle, everything opens up and it doesn't like, it's not tight anymore. Like not like when you first put it in. So it's just that initial muscle and you have to get used to that initial muscle getting the sensation of being stretched. If you can go slow and like just a little bit at a time and let that muscle relax and a little bit at a time and let it relax. So if you're actually going to insert you know, if you're going to be fucking and having a penis in there, you want to, you know, maybe go a little bit at a time, and then don't start out with somebody who's fucking huge. And if you do, it helps to put in like a plug ahead of time, maybe wear it for an hour, let that muscle relax. It helps if you're relaxed. Have a glass of wine, you know, if you need to, you know, something to help you relax a little bit and don't get, the more nervous you are, the more clenched your muscles are. You want that muscle to relax. So it's really helpful. Lots and lots of lube and just go really slow. And then once that muscle relaxes to the thickest part of the dick, you're good to go. Like once it's relaxed and that widest part of the cock is in there, after that, you'll be like, okay, hit me hard. I mean, literally, it's a matter of that muscle relaxing.
Okay. All right. So it's like minutes. It's like a breaking and entering then. So it's just
kind of. If you're gonna go stretch, like if you're gonna bend over and stretch and try to touch your toes, your toes. But if you hang there long enough, you get a little closer. You get a little closer. You get it closer. If you lean over and try to touch your toes, and you're not used to it. You're gonna pull a hamstring. Right? Same sensation. It's the same thing as the muscle, right? So you got to let it to stretch gradually and slowly.
So on the flip side, though, what about playing with a dude's asshole? What are you doing there? Like if a girl wants, first of all, I don't understand when girls want to start playing with guys' assholes. I don't get it, especially eating a dude's asshole. Have you seen these hairy fucking beasts that are out there and they want to get their tongue up in some dude's asshole? Just come back from the gym, took a hot shit, and you want to stick your tongue in the ass? Nah.
No. First and foremost, if I'm going to do that, they're going to shower in front of me.
Okay. You eat ass.
Well, I've done it like twice.
Okay.
But only because he was completely shaven. He showered right in front of me and he was 100% clean.
Okay.
Like it's not something that I do on the regular, but I have a lot of people asking me for requesting for that sort of thing in scenes too. So, And then sometimes I'm just in the moment of it. Like the couple of times it happened, it was just kind of like it just happened. Like it just was there and it happened. But they were all like, I would like I have limitations, you know, like I don't anybody that I'm gonna go down on like that is gonna fucking shower right in front of me. And they're usually like the people that I have done it with are extremely professional. They're very, you know, they're not like your run of the mill Joe Blow down the street, like I want to be a content creator, eat my ass. No, it's done in a professional setting. It's all scripted. It's all very kind of like this, except for that one instance when I did, and it just sort of like came up and I just sort of did it because it was there. I don't know why I just did it at the moment, you know, sometimes you just kind of do what you do. And, but other than that, yeah. So when it comes to guys and their butts, like I always ask them, you know, like I'm like, because some guys really are into that. Some guys, and it depends too on like what kind of scene they're looking for. Like some people need certain material, you know, for their content and stuff. So some people like a finger in the butt. Some people don't. Some people, you know, like I said, it's not something I do often at all. You know, like I think I have 200 scenes just last year, and I think I've done it twice.
Okay. So it's not a regular. Again, I've seen these videos, and girls are just like they work the shaft, they move down to the balls, and all of a sudden they got a fucking mouthful of ass. I'm like, since when? Like, what the fuck is this shit? And why? I don't get it. You trying to taste his lunch? I don't. Yeah, like from a dude eating a girl's ass, that's just it's hot, it's sexy, right? It's just she's got a nice ass. His ass? Ooh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, like I said, it's not something that happens on the regular, but I know there are a lot of people do.
Have you ever seen an ass or even a dick that you looked at and like, nope, that's not going in my mouth. Not doing it.
Not that I've looked at, but something I've definitely smelled.
Really? Let me guess, they had foreskin, right? That schmegma?
No, not even the foreskin. It's just
really?
like
just people, stinky dick.
I've had people come over and I'm kind of like, dude, did you even shower? I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, no, not going anywhere near it.
Yeah.
I don't want sweaty balls in my mouth. Thank you very much. I am very, very particular about making sure that my shit smells good.
Yeah.
You know, like it is 100%. Now, not everybody's into shaved, you know, puss, but I'm like, I'm 100% shaved. I literally, I put the fucking deodorant, the spray, the smell. I'm like, my pussy smells like a rose garden with a little bit of a pussy smelling after scent, underlying smell. But my shit doesn't smell. Yeah. And your shit better not smell either. It is not going in my face.
Yeah, that's. Have you ever had to stop a scene because the fucking smell was like, yo, can somebody wipe his balls with Fabuloso? Because this shit is just like, it's funky.
I have.
You have.
Yeah, you think everything's going fine. They smell good. They smell like
yeah.
whatever. They're nicely dressed, whatever. And you get down there and you're like, what the fuck? And I've been like, sorry, no, dude. And I'm like, I don't want to offend you, but you need to go take a shower.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's and again, it's the intimacy thing. Like, I'm going in your mouth. The least you can do is wash that shit down.
Yeah, right? 100%. You would think. But
I'd want you to enjoy it.
More than occasion.
Fuck.
I know. It's disgusting.
Right. So where do you stand? Spit, swallow, or facial?
I prefer a good facial. I love a facial.
Studio audience, did you hear that? Facials. Thank you.
Yes, I love a good facial. I'm like, come all over my face, come all over my tits. I love it. I fucking hose me down. I will swallow. Most of the time, I'm usually spitting just because for the visual, you know, to spit, like let it drip off your tongue, let it drip on your tits and stuff like that. You know, it always looks good for scene.
So what about in real life? If you're not performing for the camera and trying to get views and paydays and then to buy the content, you just in a swinger party, it's still on the table. Facials, spit.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Oh, I love a facial.
It's still a performance, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just whatever. It's hot. I love it. Come in my face, come in my mouth. I love it. Yeah.
Can you say that one more time? I'm getting really turned on every time.
Like, come in my face, come hose me down. You know, I'm like, fucking bukkake my face. I love it.
That was my next question. Have you had one of those where like you got 15 guys jerking off in your face?
I have not.
Is that on the bucket list?
To get a fucking gangbang. It's hard to get that many guys in a room at one time.
Really?
Yes. People are unreliable. People are undependable.
So have you done it? You haven't done a gangbang yet?
Not on film. I've done it in personal life, but not on film.
In the parties.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But you can't get one done on film. So you are open to it.
It's fucking hard. Like, it's hard to get male talent all in a room at the same time. That, except for like maybe at like an event, like exotic. Okay. But I have a producer trying to get me one, but every time he tries to get guys lined up, one flakes or one can't, or wouldn't get tested in time or whatever. So yeah.
So I don't want to say it's the bucket list, but I guess in this case it's the cum bucket list. So you're into the bukkake. You want to do that?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Why not?
Do you have a limit? How many guys?
No.
No? Really? I mean, you're not Bonnie Blue over here. You're not trying to fuck.
Oh, no. I'm not like give me 30, 50 guys at one time. But
right.
Like I think, like 8 to 10 would be good.
That's still a decent number. And when you get into the double digits, that's a fucking party.
Yeah, but it's the thing is, then it's like I don't want guys standing around jerking it, so that's why I'm like, okay, if you have like 5 or 6 guys and people are swapping out, you can always have, you figure one for each hand, somebody fucking my tits, somebody fucking my mouth, one of my pussy, one of my ass, and I'm good. Okay,
all right.
That's a lot of juggling, but
that's a lot going on. But shit. All right, so here's a question. So back in the old days, I don't think they did gangbangs the way they do now. It was always, oh, we're gonna run a train on her. What's sexier? A train or a gangbang?
What did you say? Which would I prefer?
Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer having all the guys all at one time in a gangbang, just hitting you from every area, or just a line of dudes and you're just laid out like, do whatever the fuck you want? All right, it's almost like being at the deli. You got your number? Next, let's go.
Probably the gangbang.
The gangbang, right? It's more fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So what? I know you said that you're willing to go up to, let's say, 8, 10 guys, but what's the number that constitutes a gangbang? Because, when you got 2 guys, you get like the Eiffel Tower. When you got 3 guys, it's like ergo and airtight. So is it 3 or more that constitutes a gangbang?
Yeah, I'd say, you have to have at least 4.
At least 4. Okay. All right. That's a fair number. We got to find 4 guys for you then. That should be easy. We're in Tampa. What's wrong with you? Show up for the girl, man.
I know, right?
4 fucking guys. That's not hard. Call yourselves a horseman. What about fetishes? I know you've done a lot of you said you did 200 scenes last year. Have you done any fetish scenes? Any particulars?
I've done a couple, like the foot guys, like the foot JOI thing. I have not done a lot of like fetish content per se. I've done a few customs that were specifically, like guys that are into like some things that are just not really probably sellable for me, but guys will request a custom. So like they'll pay for a custom video and I'll, do whatever they want. So I've got like one that was like, like the sweaty ass thing. God wanted to worship my sweaty ass.
Your sweaty ass. They want you sweaty. Yes, so go for a jog, come back in an hour. Let me eat that sweat. Yeah, okay.
They're like, we want you to pretend like you just came back from the gym. You're all sweaty, and then I need to smell your ass. I have a lot of guys asking me to fart on camera, which I'm like, dude, I don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I don't. I just don't. I'm not super farty. I'm just not.
It's funny.
Come on, you're on command.
I keep hearing everybody's like, oh, you into gooning? I'm like, I think gooning is a fetish. I think, to my understanding, gooning is just like masturbating till you don't come and holding back. But like gooning has become this popular term in the community. What do you think about it?
I just thought it was always like, I always just assumed it was like guys who watched a lot of porn and just jerk off all the time until they can't come anymore.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of what I thought. I don't think it's really a fetish.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, you go on Twitter like, oh. Right, it's like the goon this and the goonette. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, do you even know the term you're using right now? It makes no sense.
No, I mean, it's just like somebody who's either edging all day or who's like been, watching porn all day or whatever, and has blown so many loads he can't come anymore. And that's basically, I'm gooning. I'm basically binging porn, jerking off. That's not really fetish. Fetish is like, oh, I want to jerk off in your sweaty socks. That's
Thank
fetish.
you. Right.
Yeah. I want you to dom me, that kind of stuff. I want you to peg me, be my dom. That's.
Oh, yeah. That's. Have you pegged anybody yet?
No.
You got a strap on? No, not yet.
We have a strap on.
You do?
Yeah, I use it with girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
I I went to Fetish Con probably about a year or two ago, and I had moved into this new neighborhood in Tampa. Neighbor comes out, and we got to talking, and he just found out that, you know, from time to time I'll shoot content for people. He was like, "Oh man, you're going to FetCon? Can I come with you?" I was like, "I guess." Now here's the funny thing: probably should have sold it better to him. He probably thought it was more like Exotica. FetishCon is a lifestyle thing, and it's more like a networking event, and they're selling merch so that you can enhance your fetishes. But there's really not much action per se going on the floor. So I bring him to the thing, and everybody with 2 ears, he'll run up to me. He goes, where can I learn more about pegging? I was like, yo, guy, you know what pegging is? No. I just heard that you have an amazing orgasm through pegging. I was like, I do. Go venture for yourself. I'm pretty sure either you don't know what the fuck you're getting into right now. So he's going around trying to get information about pegging. And I think somebody was like, yeah, we'll take you upstairs. Never saw the guy again. He was a neighbor. He got divorced literally about a month or two later. Oh my Maybe God. Pegging was for him. I could have been wrong.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he didn't realize he was going that way. Who knows? Yeah, but there's like a lot of like the masks and the latex and the, you know, like the furry thing, and the people that are like the people that are like into what do they call it? Knotting. What's knotting? It's like having sex with animals. But like it's like pseudo dildos that are like a you know, like a dog.
Right, like a fucking alien dick or something like that.
Yeah, not even aliens, but like animals. Yeah, like horse cocks. Yeah, no, it's very weird.
Yeah, I've seen those
like,
dildos.
Who hurt you in childhood?
Yeah.
Or like, what time did you associate sex with that? You know,
that's.
Yeah, like I've had a couple guys message me on my social media and stuff and be like, "I'd love to see you get knotted." I'm like, dude,
grow your own pussy. You do it.
No, thank you.
Yeah. You know what I've come across recently? I'm like, oh, that's kind of hot in a weird way. Is they got a name for it? I can't even pronounce it, but it's the cross-eyed blowjobs. Have you seen those yet? Yeah. I don't know why. I'm like, not that I want to have sex with a disabled person, but it's just like they're rolling their eyes back like the Undertaker, and the shit's getting crossed, and she's drooling spit. I'm like, I don't know why that's hot, but it's cute. It's
no. I have a couple of girls I know that are female talents that are kind of, they do that a lot. They just kind of like, you know, and I think it's just the whole idea is that, oh my God, your dick's so big, you're making me cross my eyes, you know, and the whole thing, or like, you're fucking my throat so hard, my eyeballs are rolling back in my head, you know, that sort of thing.
Well, so being a talent and somebody who's very experienced out there, both in the private and professional life, for those out there who are, I don't know, lacking a little bit or need to step their game up, give us some tips to a great blowjob.
Great blowjob? Oh, first and foremost, don't jackhammer it. These young girls go too hard and fast, and they think it looks good on camera, but it doesn't feel good. I think a really good blowjob is much slower than you think it is. So can I bring my dildo up here?
Do you have one? Please. Oh my God,
I have 100 of them. I'm gonna go get it. I've got one sitting right here.
She's studio audience. She's getting the dildo. That's what
I come with accessories. So here's the thing. I like slow. I like slow, and I think I always get a guy to blow his load when I go slower. So like you get these younger girls like in their 20s and stuff, and they're like, you know, like that. And what happens is you lose sensation over time. So if you want to give a great blowjob, like literally the most sensitive part is like right here, right under the head. And so if you get that with your tongue, you know, like
slowly too, right?
Nice and slow. And pay really close attention to around the top and do that. And I always say if you're gonna jerk them a little bit when you're sucking, is to kind of go slow and give a little twist. So kind of go down. And then I always go down to the balls. So I can deep throat.
You have really?
Yeah. I think the longest high I took was about 14 inches.
Wait, you deep throat 14 down to the balls? That's fucking crazy. Do you still have your tonsils?
No, I have my tonsils up.
Wow, impressive. I don't think I've seen that video yet.
But, yeah, you have to check it out. What's that video? the long guy.
Yeah, what Atlas named that one?
It's Monster Cock versus Throat Goat.
Fucking Atlas, dude. Yeah, man. Give it up for that man.
He gives it some great names. Yeah. But that's what I would recommend. And never forget the balls, you know?
No.
Give them a little love. Give them a little sucking. Give them a little
do you pump at the base to make the head fatter?
Of this? No.
Well, not necessarily of the dildo, but of a real dick. Just like just to keep pumping it so like it gets veiny or it gets just
It's veiny. Sometimes it depends. It depends on how big they are. Some guys naturally have a bigger head to begin with, but I always just give it a good, like I said, the good twisting motion and a good up and down, and then I make sure I use my tongue a lot and watch your fucking teeth. I've had guys in the industry tell me you're the only one I will let deep throat me because you don't hurt me.
Really? Okay. A lot of biting going on in deep throat.
A lot of like scraping of the teeth. When you're like, like that, and you're like cognizant about where your tongue's at and where your teeth are.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Women, I hope you're listening right now because she's giving it to you the way it should be done. No teeth. And hit those little veins, man. Do the right thing. We feel all that shit. So. You've got the pay side going now. How's that working out for you? How's so here's the funny thing, and the reason why I bring that up is because a couple of months ago there was an abundance of porn. You can get porn anywhere you want it, but we live in the great state of Florida, and now you got to show ID in order to get on Pornhub. It's hard to get porn in the state of Florida. Now, how's that impacting your business? Do you have to go through the same thing where you're doing age verification so that you can sell content? You do. Okay. So that fucking sucks.
Anybody in, I think there are 5 states that you have to do age verification, which I haven't really noticed it really impacting it as far as like my sales.
No decline in sales? Nothing? Okay.
No, because I think it's just a matter of, I know people were all really nervous about it and being like, oh, this sucks. I can't just hop online. Okay, yeah. So you have to take a few extra steps, but it doesn't mean you can't view it.
Right.
You just have to do the age. And once you do the age verification, you can get on anytime you want. So it's just like a one step. It's like a one and done thing, but it's just people are lazy. They don't want to do it. But if you get your license out and stuff, I mean, I understand why they did it to prevent, underage kids from viewing porn, which I know and I understand it as a mom. Yeah. I get that. But it's just an extra step. So I have it on my pay site. It's on there, and any other sites that I'm on. You have to age verify in the state of Florida and Texas and a couple other ones. But it's just a matter of really just showing your license and taking a picture.
Yeah.
I am a pain in the ass, but I mean, once you do it, you're age verified.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if like within your Florida fan base, if that was impacting business at all. Like, well, fuck it, I can't get on there now. I got to go show my ID. I'm like, dude, you're putting your credit card on there anyway. What's the difference for one more step just to validate it?
Really, I haven't noticed any drop.
Nothing at all. That's good. You said you had kids. They know what mommy's hustle is. They don't. How do you keep that away from them? How do you keep that hidden?
Well, I have a feeling that they probably will find out eventually. But they're both in their 20s now.
Okay.
Both my boys have autism too, so I don't know how much porn they're viewing, but pretty sure my ex-husband found out because he's been a little chilly towards me lately for no reason.
Could have been doing that shit with me. What the fuck?
I know. No, he's such a prude.
Not that guy. Okay.
He's such a prude. He used to, I remember he found out that we were swingers, and he's like, I don't want to hear about any of your disgusting sex shit around the kids. I'm like, would do that in front of the kids. Give me a break. But I think because then we were cool for many years, and then all of a sudden he's and I think he might have. And I'm like, listen, if you found me out, it's because you're fucking watching it. So I don't want to hear it.
Right. That was my thing. I was like, depending if how active your kids were online, and like, hey, I'm gonna go, and they look at, and let's say that they're in their 20s, they're into like, yo, I like that stepmommy shit, and they feel like, wait a minute, that's real mommy. What the fuck is this?
No, they're probably a little traumatizing. Well, no, my younger son did find out I had an OnlyFans, and he was a little mortified. But we had a chat about it, and like basically, I'm like, listen, I'm a grown adult. I make my own decisions. I can do what I want. You can not like it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if you're upset, but you need to deal with your own emotions about it because this is my life, my decision, and I'm not hurting anybody, and
right.
nobody's. I'm not out there parading around, your school or anything like that. So
yeah.
that was a couple years ago. He found
And
my OnlyFans thing. He didn't see my site, but he saw I had paperwork.
Right. He was like, "The fuck is this? What's mom doing out there?" Yeah. I'm sure it's one of those conversations. I remember. So I keep these not logs, but they're these books of the. When I worked Exotica, for example, there was a bunch of content that I had produced. I was a creative director for this company, so I have a book with just a bunch of the stuff that I worked on. So if I ever had to show like a portfolio of work, all that information's in there, but it's in a binder and it's unlabeled. And my kids are like, "Oh, well, they're looking for my other work," and they're like, "What's this? Why are there a bunch of naked ladies here? Whoa, why she got a cucumber in her ass? Whoa, what the?" I'm just like, "All right, let me explain. Here's what happened. What happened was." Daddy was out of work. Somebody said, "We love the way you film." They was like, "Would you do this?" I was like, "Well, fuck yeah. What does it pay?" And shit took off from there. But it's a crazy conversation. And now the kids make fun of me about it. They're like, "Hey, Dad, what are you shooting this weekend? Whose asshole are you going to be up with that camera?" I'm like, "It's not that kind of shoot. Get the fuck out of here." But I could only imagine had I been a talent to try to explain that shit. That's And not even just the kids.
If it ever comes to
family, friends, neighbors.
Well, no, my neighbors don't know. My family doesn't know.
Okay.
My husband's family knows that we were swingers. They don't know that we're doing porn now, but thanks to my husband's ex-wife who was snooping around online and found us on the swinger site, photocopied all our pictures and sent them to everyone in the family.
Oh my God, what a twat.
Yeah, she's a cunt. Whatever.
You know what she could have done? She could have said, "Hey, but if you like, make sure you subscribe." You might have gotten a couple of new followers from that. Like, "Oh shit,
right?
I'm gonna be right back."
Whatever. There's that. But whatever it is, what it is. I mean, to his mom, and then I had to go to her house, and I'm like, "Oh my God!" And the
Thanksgiving's weird.
Showed up on the day that I was there, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're really gonna look through all those?" And she actually was kind of cool about it. She's like, "Whatever."
Oh, she was? Okay.
Yeah, she's like, "I don't care what you do in your personal life," and I'm like. Yeah, of course, his brothers were like, "Dude, that's fucking sweet.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Fucking rock on." Then you come over for Thanksgiving, like, "Yo, can you do that position like the turkey's doing with your legs like this?"
So yeah, it's been an interesting journey, but
that's good. What do you got coming up? Like what are some of the things that you're working on? Some of the companies that you're working with? Like, what can we see next from Venus?
Well, I shot a whole bunch of content at Exotica, so I have a whole bunch of new scenes out. I've got a DP scene coming up. I've got a DVP scene coming up. I'm in talks with the producers at Plumper Pass to maybe shoot them this month. And we'll see. So right now, just getting ready to shoot some more stuff for when people come into town for FetCon. And we'll be doing a content house coming up. But other than that, I'm just putting, my stuff out and waiting to see what. Like I said, I'll probably shoot with Plumper Pass towards the end of this month. I just had a scene released with Jeff's Models about a month ago. So we'll see. We'll see what comes down the road.
Girl, I'm looking forward to it. I became a fan. So just so you know, I'm flipping through my feed and I'm a brunette guy right off the rip. I love brunettes. I'm like, blondes, whatever. For some reason, you popped up. I was like, oh, hold up. Who's this? Haven't seen this one before. And then I saw your rack. I was like, that's an amazing fucking rack. And like I said, I like them big and floppy. So it really worked out. So I was like, yo.
Well, thanks.
So I'm like, I got to hit her up. Like, I want to shoot with her. I want to interview. I want to know more about it. Like, and then in doing the recon work, I was like, she just started. She's brand new to this business. Look at the amount of followers she got. Look at the content she's putting out. Dude, I was super impressed and so happy for you. You're really out there. You're putting in the work. Atlas too. Oh, before I forget, I got to talk about Atlas. Hold on. We talked about the gilfs earlier. What the fuck, yo? We have a mutual friend in Annika Van Buren or whatever she goes under. And she hit me up one day. And it's funny. I have a working model. I'll tell you about it later because I don't want to give nobody else my side hustle ideas. So she was like, hey, I saw you produce content. I'm like, I'm like a hired gun, but let's talk. I didn't know how old she was. Because, again, I got a little catfished by her photos. So I'm like, all right, she's older, whatever. I get there, and I'm like, oh, is your daughter here? She's like, no, motherfucker, it's me. This is what I'm doing.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
she's like 78, 79 years old. And I'm like, get the fuck
Yeah.
like, and she schools me about she smartens me up to the entire industry of gilfs. And I start producing content for her. And I'm afraid she's going to have a stroke, a seizure. She's going to break a hip. And I'm like, fuck. I mean, as long as we get it on camera. But so the reason why I bring that up is because when I was doing recon on your stuff, I saw some of Atlas's stuff. And he's really deep into that grandma fucking stuff. And I'm like, whoa.
You know why? Because it sells for him.
Does it?
Yes. He makes a shit ton of money off of that stuff.
Oh, for fucking old ladies.
Yes.
So, so I'm trying just to think of how the scales balance here is like he's over here fucking this 80-year-old woman, like super, super old, wrinkly skin, take out her teeth to give head, giving gummy bears, whatever the case is. And then he's got to watch you fuck a young, big black cock stud. They're like, it's like he should be fucking like a 23-year-old. They're like, hey, Venus. It's kind of like balanced out.
He does that too. He
does do that too. Okay, I've only seen the old lady.
He's not just it, but it's just that the gilf stuff does really well for him. It sells really well. He gets the most views on the tube sites there. He sells that content left and right. There's just a niche for that, and they love it. They eat it up.
There's so many in Florida.
He's got you know, women my age. He's done lots of scenes with like my stepdaughter, you know, and they're all like 20 somethings. You know, he did a scene with Bang Bros with a 20-year-old who, you know, big tits, big ass, you know. So he's got his fair share of young pussy.
He's around it. All right. I just lately I saw this other one. She looked older than Annika did, and I was like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy.
Oh, that must be Desiree.
yes, it was. Yeah, I was like, are you allowed to rent these girls from the nursing home? Like, how's this working out?
Her and Annika are the same age.
Are they? Oh, you know, Annika keeps her shit together though. She looks really good.
Oh no, Annika looks great.
Have you guys worked with her before, right?
Yeah.
She named her titties like Boom Boom and Bam Bam or some shit like that, or Trixie and Bam Bam. I'm like, all right, I'm like, all right, well, stick fucking Boom Boom in his mouth and let's keep fucking rolling.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he set out to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck old ladies, but he worked with her. She hit him up, and he worked with her, and then when we saw how good the content was doing online, he's like, oh, I'm gonna have to do this again. So I'm okay. And then we saw one of our good friends in the industry who fucks hard and long and like usually like wears me the fuck out. Like usually her scenes are like an hour. When I saw that he worked with her, and I'm like, how did you not break her? How did you not break her? And when I saw he worked with her, I'm like, oh, well, we'll have to try this girl too. We'll see. So we hit her up, and then sure enough, that stuff sells. It really does.
Oh, it's crazy. So I shot a couple of scenes for her, not with her, for her. And she's like, man, we got. So she wanted me going because again, I don't live that far from Paradise Lakes. So I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I can come by. It's 20 minutes away. I'll go by. We'll shoot. We'll chop it up. We've got our working agreement going. And the funniest thing though is that she was always bringing in young guys, right? And she's like, hey, you want to dine? And they're like, nah, I'm good. Nobody wants to eat old lady pussy. Atlas does. That dude's a trooper. Yo, fucking warrior. Yo, I'm gonna tell the studio. Yo, studio, you know Atlas eats old lady pussy? Have you seen the video? Yeah, give it up for
Atlas. He does a good job too. Just saying, from personal experience.
Did you work with Annika too, like a girl thing?
I know, I filmed for them.
Oh, okay.
I filmed for them, yeah.
No. Oh, that's great. Well, girl, I don't want to hold you up on time. You've been so generous with your time and for spending the time here with us. I'm hoping this is only the first time that we're going to conversate and hopefully work together in the future. But what do you want to promote before you get out of here? What do you want fans to find you?
Yeah, I mean, all my links are on my social media, but my member site is where everything is. So it's venusrisingxxx.com. But I've got like daily postings there for my stories. I've got my store there. I've got all my videos there because there are some videos I don't post anywhere else. I only post there. So everything in my library is there. Okay. And it's really reasonable. It's not a lot at all. And it's because what a lot of people don't realize is that places like OnlyFans, ManyVids, places like that where you can buy content, they take a fairly sizable cut of your profit. So my site is where you're going to get things less. You're not going to spend as much money, but you get everything. So,
and that's the beauty of the business now is that, and it's funny because even in podcasting, it's the same thing. Where you see a lot of celebrities starting their own podcast because they don't have to go through the middleman. They don't have to go through a studio, the agency, or anything. They're calling in their friends, kind of fucking things up for guys like me. Like, yo, dude, I don't have that kind of stroke. But even in porn, though, like to have a manager, to have a studio, to have an agent, to have all, and the hair and makeup people, if you can do it yourself, you're cutting out the middleman. All of that is profit. Every dollar you make is going directly to you. I think it's a fantastic a solution, especially during COVID. What OnlyFans did for a lot of females that were out of work and trying to make a living and go out there and say, listen, I want to go show my tits, my feet, whatever the case is. They made a fortune. Some of them never even went back to work. So
I know.
It's fantastic. You're doing this full time now, right?
Yeah.
No, that's great. Congratulations. Fucking success story over here, man. I mean, like I said, something caught my eye. I know talent. I got a very good eye for talent. And I saw you. I saw the way you hustle. I saw you the way you get out there. And what I really like is how you engage with these fans. Like you really interact with them. You actually take the time to respond to your people who are complimenting you and telling you what they like, and you know, making those personal requests. You try to give all that fan engagement that you can, and that's very rare. A lot of these girls become divas. They think they're the fucking Meryl Streep of porn, but you're really out there keeping it real. And I think that is the biggest key to your success. Like I said, it's attainability. It's all natural, but it's also how you treat the people who are helping you make this a full-time job for you. So shout out to you. Congratulations.
Fans, you don't have a business. I mean, it's all about them. They're watching you. So of course they're doing that.
Of course. Well, girl, again, thank you so much for your time. I'm glad that you were here. And you know what? The next time we have an interview, I want to do this in person. We're in Florida. We're probably literally like 45 minutes away. And I think I saw another one of your interviews, and you were doing interviews tits out. We might have to do that next time. I was like, yo.
Girls out. They're big. They're big.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Venus Rising. Make sure that you go into her website, Venus Rising XXX. Also check out her husband, Atlas XXX. You'll find them on Twitter. You'll find them. You still have the OnlyFans going, or is it just a website now?
Oh yeah, no, I'm everywhere.
OnlyFans,
Loyal Fans, MoneyVids, Fansly, you name it, I'm everywhere.
She got a link tree. Make it rain for the girl because she is putting it out there and doing a hell of a job. And I'm really can't wait to see you actually score one of those AVN wins. That's going to be huge. I know you got the exotic of the AVN one. That's like you're going to be the fucking EGOT of porn. You're going to start collecting all the different ones. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Venus Rising. I'm DieHard Derek. This is the Midnight Hustle. Can you dig it? We're out of here.